Another Friday night at this beat-up desk. Cold coffee staining the edge. Fluorescent hum mocking my skull. Welcome to The Grind on unexplained.co. Your cranky companion through the static. Art Grindstone here. This ain't adrenaline porn. It's Friday night dissection. Sifting the week's reality glitches before they glitch you. Feed's been buzzing these past days. Clustering tight around one ugly shape. Things popping up where they got no business being. Extra objects in frame. Ghost audio bleeding through speakers. Certainty hardening like bad concrete where doubt should rule. Tonight we grind it through 3 lenses. Chain of custody, tracing what's verifiable without the fairy dust. Interface failures, where phones, mirrors, sensors turn traitor. And liminal hours. That dead-eyed 3 to 4 a.m. when the world seems split. We'll stack 'em 2 ways. Standard reports from sourced filings, official paper trails, and secondary signals, those raw, personal screams. Pit 'em against each other. Let 'em brawl. Clean supernatural wrap-up. Red flag. We hunt the missing variables. Neat, it's nothing dismissal. Another flag. Chase what it leaves rotten unexplained. Prime case file hits domestic turf. Escalation ripping apart a home after some engagement announcement. 'Cause when belief goes supernatural, it claws real harm into flesh and blood. My bullshit detector loves how the system's all love conquers, but ignores the blood. Put this in the drawer labeled Belief Bites Back. By sign-off, you'll pocket a weekend protocol. Log the weird clean without feeding the beast. But first, we lock down evidence rules. Signal from noise. Next hour starts now. Yeah, desk's open. Themes are named. But let's not kid ourselves, folks. Before we grind through this freak show, ground rules. How the grind scores a claim, a witness, or that suspicious missing log. Keeps us fast, keeps us sharp. No bullshit detours into la-la land. Every claim tonight splits clean into 2 tracks. What slammed into the world out there, and what rattled around inside the narrator's skull. Standard reports climb the verification ladder. You know, chasing paper trails and alibis. Secondary signals? We hit 'em with the rule-out ladder, knocking down the easy nonsense first. We privilege the hard stuff. Timestamps that pin it down. Third-party eyes that saw the same damn thing. Physical constraints that say possible or bull. Vividness? That's candy coating. Tastes good, means squat without receipts. And 3 a.m., we treat it like a variable, not some horror movie genre. Fatigue warps everything. Sleep stages turn shadows into stalkers. Hell, I'm living proof right now. Eyelids heavy as lead. Rule etched in stone. If you can't repeat it under observation, camera rolling, lights on, you can't build a theory around it. Flip side, if you can repeat it watched, test the boring explanations first anyway. No skipping to lizard people. We don't invent details missing from the source text either. Those gaps, they're the story sometimes, screaming louder than the words. Weekend test. Write the event down before you tell anyone, because storytelling contaminates memory like cheap booze. That's our discipline, night crawlers. Anti-hype, pro-receipts. Boss hates it, says it kills the vibe. Good. Because next, feature block. Why duplication haunts both your personal glitch tales and those official state narratives that make your skin crawl. We named the pattern. Now let's crack it open. The duplicate problem. Reality, spitting out a second copy, or shoving something where it wasn't. Like pulling 2 identical pairs of pants from the drawer. One with that exact frayed hem and faded belt loop you swear was unique. Or your keys tumbling onto the seat mid-drive. No pocket breach, no explanation. Don, you got the file on this? Yeah, I see you digging for your Mothman clippings. Save it for later. This week's pile. Physical doubles turning up in kitchens and closets. Audio clips of voices with no incoming call. Even geopolitical bombshells that hit statements before any footage leaks. Governments murmuring outcomes while the world's still blind. Narrative duplicates, shadowing what's real. First rule out's a gimme. We're garbage at inventory. Socks vanish. Memories fuzz sequences like bad VHS tape. Almost explains it all, right? Humans glitching their own damn lives. But here's the rub. That crumbles when a second pair of eyes spots the extra pants without a nudge. Roommate walks in cold, says, "Wait, since when do we own 2 of those?" Raises the bar hard. Multiple accounts like that. That's not just brain farts. Folklore knew it as a fetch. Your double showing up uninvited. Bad omen vibes. Forums today slap glitch in the matrix on it. Same cold sweat, different labels. Institutional echo? Agencies dropping verdict pressers before you or I can verify squat. The story becomes the twin of reality. First and loudest. Test it physical. Photograph the dupe side by side, tag the inseam, track wear patterns under light, store them simultaneous without crossover. Survives that? Audio oddity? Second device in the room, phone recorder, whatever. Catch the same phantom ring? No? Then noise. That's signal. This part's noise. We'll hammer object duplicates in seg-013 and 014. Narrative doubles get the grill in 008, 009. All night, ear on. Chain of custody for the weird. Timestamps, witnesses, handling logs, or just vibes and, "It happened when I was tired." Don's probably mapping this to lizard people by now, not claiming portals or quantum screw-ups yet. Just this pattern's got teeth worth gnawing. My wager, by hour's end, half these glitches fold to human sloppy. Inventory fails, memory haze. The other half? Still mocking us, unresolved and itchy. Because next, why do so many insist on 3 to 4 a.m.? Eyes open. Look, we just pinned down what these duplication glitches really look like. Echoes, doubles, the works. But why do so goddamn many of this week's secondary signals cluster right there in the 3 to 4 a.m. window? Culturally loaded as hell. Witching hour myth drilled into us since crib days. And biologically messy, smack in the middle of your sleep architecture cracking like old plaster. Picture it. You're dead to the world until a micro-awakening jolts you half up. Sleep inertia hits, hypnopopic states flood the room with shadows that whisper and footfalls that aren't there. Vivid sounds, presences, all cooked up in your skull, no external cause needed. The brain's a cheap special effects rig at that hour, spitting out hauntings from thin air. That rules out a chunk, sure, but here's the tension. The rule-out's incomplete. Plenty of reports got a second awake witness chiming in real time, reacting to the exact same stimulus. Not solo dream theater, shared in the moment. Nights don't play fair. Environmental amplifiers crank to 11. HVAC cycles rumble like distant thunder through vents. Settling structures pop and groan like arthritic joints under moonlight. Temperature swings chill the air unevenly, so every floorboard sighs. Neighborhood goes dead quiet. That hush turns a loose faucet drip into Morse code from the void, or wind scraping branches into intruder scratches. Small noises balloon into events. Your brain's agency detector? That evolutionary tripwire spotting intent in the bushes? It dials up sensitivity when you're disoriented, sleep-fogged, dark-adapted eyes playing tricks. Random input flies in, bam, assigns purpose fast, turns a settling crack into footsteps with a mission. My bullshit meter spikes when people slam the door on every anomaly with sleep glitch and ignore those dual witness curveballs staring them in the face. Data to punch holes in the sleep-only story. Repeat the event under daytime conditions, lights blazing, everyone fresh, or capture it clean on independent sensors, audio, video, whatever, while the house is wide awake. No drowsy excuses. Explicit test cases? Seg-012, that creepy 4 a.m. snoring phone call rattling through the dark. And Seg-017, the 3 a.m. mirror doubling where the reflection lagged like a bad twin. Our prime lab rats for this 3 a.m. bias. Practical move. Something bumps at night? Do one immediate measurement. Thumb the thermostat for weird temps, sniff for CO poisoning vibes, or check the alarm. Whip out a simple audio recording on your phone. Takes 10 seconds, cuts the fog. Watch list priority. If claims escalate to physical harm, scratches, burns, whatever, slam the brakes on interpretation. Treat safety and health as the alpha signal. Get medical eyes on it first. Ghosts don't leave bruises without a mundane middleman. We're not here to yank away your midnight chills, folks. Just trying to stop Night Brain from drafting a fake police report on reality, complete with phantom perps and zero evidence. Yeah, I get it. The dark sells tickets. But fatigue? That's the cheapest haunt in the game, and tonight's dark joke is true as steel. Grab that quick check next time the clock glows 3:15. Because hold that thought. Up next, why phones turn into haunted junk drawers when telecom ghosts in the machine. Yeah, we laid out that night bias crap. Now phones step up as the star witnesses in this freak show. Picture it, 3 a.m., your mattress sagging under you like an old whore's promise. Phone glowing faint blue on the nightstand. And then, snoring. Or a voice, clear as day, like grandma's calling from the grave. But hold up, when the source is a phone, you're knee-deep in a goddamn labyrinth of routing, buffering, notification rules. Telecom's black box, baby. First baseline to rule out. These audio gremlins pop without any call showing on screen. Stuck processes hanging like bad X's. Bluetooth bouncing signals like a drunk ping-pong game. Corrupted sessions spitting ghost audio. Happens more than you'd think. Your slab's just farting digital farts. But here's where it gets slippery. In some tales, the snoring shifts pitch when you nudge the phone, like repositioning a real meat sack snorer in the bed next to you. Coincidence? Or the stack mimicking physics too damn well? Brain's no help either. It slaps near the bed, right onto near my skull, turning tinny speaker buzz into intimate pillow talk. Spatial audio's a bitch like that. Feels personal, crawls under your skin. And notice what's missing. Carriers and OS overlords, they don't hand out forensic logs to us peons. Glitch, they shrug. Unfalsifiable bullshit, locked behind paywalls of proprietary code. What punches a hole in the glitch story? Grab a second phone, record the room, same anomaly captured, or make it happen on command, same setup. Boom, falsified. We're linking this straight to Seg-012. That snoring phone haunting some schmuck's bedroom, and Seg-021, the younger self callback from nowhere. How far can telecom stretch before it snaps? Watch list item. Phones on Do Not Disturb. Event still drops? Check active paths. Wi-Fi calling sneaking through. Bluetooth leeching audio. My bullshit meter's twitching already. Practical play. Reboot the bastard. Kill Bluetooth. Hunt automation apps script in chaos. Do that before you pencil in time travelers or dead relatives. Next screaming from these all-nighters, but we're not calling ghosts impossible. Nah, the interface? Famous for polite lies, smooth denials over jagged truths. Tonight's rule: if the network's the puppet master, it'll encore. Set traps, not tall tales. Record everything, second device rolling. Because next, feature part 4. Big institutions dropping their version of reality. Maduro, missiles, solar myths. Stay twisted. You know how phones lie straight to your face? Institutions do it with a straight face too. Sometimes strategically, dropping statements like they're gospel before the proof even clears its throat. That gap, that's the swamp where conspiratorial thinking sinks its teeth in deep. Picture this. Dim-lit intel desk at 3 a.m. The air thick with cold takeout grease and the hum of dying fluorescence. Screens flickering half-truths while you wait for the dots to connect or just vanish. Tonight, we're staring down 3 fresh examples straight from the wire. A claimed capture operation on Maduro, that named Oreshnik missile strike with confirmation still playing hide-and-seek, and the solar flares myth dressed up as planetary alignment panic in Seg 010. Statements first, evidence later, maybe. Don, hand me that lighter before I lose it. Yeah, burnout's a bitch, ain't it? The Don moment. The human mind treats missing data as permission to invent wild shit. And institutions? They quietly bank on that fog to keep the narrative afloat. Punchline is, Don's probably off in the break room inventing his own secret war right now. First rule out for screaming cover-up. Sometimes that gap's just classification. Operational security chewing slow, or verification cycles dragging like my ex's alimony hearings. Fair enough, but here's the sting that keeps it tense. Repeated messaging campaigns from these clowns train us to sniff every uncertainty as intentional manipulation. PSYOP Central. States crave those deterrence narratives to rattle sabers without firing. Agencies hustle for legitimacy badges. Media? They're chasing coherence on deadline. Piecing puzzles with yesterday's scraps. Cynical? Hell yes, but it's the game. What would falsify that creeping secret war vibe? Consistent third-party documentation stacking up over days. Court filings, satellite imagery pings, multi-outlet confirmations converging on the same gritty details. Not just one-day word salads. Watch list that shit. Independent corroboration channels are your lifeline here. Explicit link, Seg 008's Maduro capture claim and Seg 009's Oreshnik fog are the geopolitical stress tests. Seg 010's planetary alignment myth-busting is your science fog drill. Connect the dots to your own anomaly hunts, folks. That personal ghost story with no chain of custody? Same slippery denial strategies institutions pull. We demand discipline from spooks and shades alike. Show your goddamn chain of custody or it's just smoke. Personal weirdness thrives in the same institutional ambiguity, breeding doubt or delusion depending on the night. If a claim's true, it can survive boredom, grinding through the mundane until proof sticks. If it needs hype, it's already wobbling on cracked legs. Hold that tension, because next we're building the weekend field kit, how to trap duplicates and displacements in your own backyard. We've been down the rabbit hole on how statements morph into pseudo-reality. But enough mapping, night crawlers. Tonight's feature finale, the weekend field kit. Turning that gut weird into something you can stab with facts. Because I'm tired of armchair ghost stories. Let's get our hands dirty, pirate style. Picture it, 3 a.m., your kitchen light flickering like a bad hangover. 2 identical coffee mugs staring back at you. One was there yesterday, or was it? Grab the kit, dead simple setup. Notebook for frantic scribbles, timestamps on every jot. Phone camera for photos, same angle, same crappy light every time. And one cheap sensor, audio recorder or motion ping from the drugstore, $1.99. Use it consistent, or it's worthless. That's your baseline, folks. No frills, no apps from hell. Objects first, the vanishing or duplicate brigade. Before you invoke metaphysics, climb the rule-out ladder. Misplacement, where were your hands? Pockets inside out? Surfaces wiped? Who can vouch the sequence? Roommate? Spouse? Security cam? Nail those constraints tight. Duplicates? Identifiers, people. Tags sewn in, seamware logged, that mystery stain mapped. Snap photos same moment, same light. Or it's he said, she said. Check duplicate purchase. Amazon history doesn't lie. Shared laundry flow, third-party access. Maid, neighbor, X with a key. Rule that before spirits. Hell, my own sock drawer duplicates mysteriously. Turns out it's the girlfriend's side quest. Put this in the drawer labeled Object Ladder. Audio glitches next. Whispers, knocks in the walls. Ladder time. Bluetooth off. App backgrounds silenced. Notification pings muted. Automation routines. That smart bulb chirping goodnight. Kill 'em all before voices. Same constraints. Timestamps. Photos of the setup. Sensor rolling. Now the institutional parallel. Treat official narratives like these cursed objects. Where'd the story originate? Who handled it along the way? What's the documentation trail? No identifiers? No chain of custody? It's a ghost duplicate, primed for the fog machine. Explicit heads up. Segs 013 through 015 hit the physical duplication cluster hard. 012 and 021, that's your audio lane. 008 to 010, narrative cluster, pure smoke. Watch list gold. Repeatability under monitoring. Felt weird stays in your head. Acts weird repeated. With the kit watching, that's the dividing line between vibe and vector. Here's the tension. A good test shrinks the story to a pinhole. Bad test grows it like a tumor. Excuses piling up. Spot that, or you're chasing shadows for fun. Cynical truth. The system's peddling duplicate narratives daily. No stains or seams to check. But we ain't them. We'll run the week's files in 2 lanes now. Geopolitical fog first, then domestic and personal glitches. Friday night promise. We'll keep it dark, but we won't keep it dumb. Kit up, log tight. Because next, Maduro capture claims. Sourced intel or framed secret war. Hold the line. Kit's assembled, folks. Now we grind it on the monster claim. Maduro's capture. High stakes, low proof. Caracas, January 3rd, 2026. Imagine the air hanging heavy. That tropical humidity clinging like bad news. Distant thunder rumbling over shanty towns lit by flickering generators. Article drops the bomb. U.S. forces execute a black bag op, snatch Nicolás Maduro and his wife Celia Flores straight out of whatever palace bunker they're holed up in. Same damn day, DOJ unseals a superseding indictment, timing like a bad spy novel. But here's the Washington line. Total denial on the operation. No boots, no choppers, nada. That's your fog right there, built to confuse. Yeah, because D.C. loves admitting covert grabs. The DOJ unsealing? That's signal. This part's noise. Indictments hit public dockets. You can pull those files yourself. But the actual raid, the cuffs clicking in the dark, one narrative frame ain't corroboration. Needs independence piling on. Alt play. Lawyers tee up the hammer, real as rain, while the op gets overstated, twisted in rumor mills, or buried in shadows where evidence don't leak. Strategic fog, maybe. Stings because if true, hemisphere power flips. Maduro's regime crumbles. U.S. flexes hard south of the border. Game changer. If bullshit, textbook narrative warfare. Rumors herded like cattle to shape the story before facts land. Eyes peeled on primaries, official DOJ statements, fresh filings, multi-outlet confirms converging tight on details, no echo chamber solo acts, tension gnaws, extraordinary snatch demands full evidence chain, not trust the source whispers in current reporting cycles. My back aches just thinking of the spin cycle. Hold that itch, because next, Oreshnik's named weapon and its attribution ghost. From capture claims fogging up the lens, to weapons lighting up the night. Same theater, worse seats. Picture Lviv Oblast, overnight January 8th into 9th, 2026. Freezing black sky splits with thunderous booms. Infrastructure craters smoking under sodium lights. Acrid tang hanging in the sub-zero air. Russia pipes up. We fired an Oreshnik, intermediate range ballistic missile, they say. Damage confirmed in spots. Explosions rattled the grid. Don, your broke-ass phone again? Vibrating like it's got better prospects than you. But hold the applause. Impacts? Yeah. That exact munition? Not locked down in the chatter. Hinges on the name drop. Could be propaganda swagger, botched classification, or straight tech truth. Notice what's missing. No indie debris trail splashed public. Oreshnik might just be their vibe label. No chain of custody on stage. Stings because weapon tags rewrite the escalation playbook. Cranks public risk tolerance. Juices policy freakouts. Eyes on follow-ups. Tech releases. Real assessments in coming days. They serve the precise tag gift-wrapped. Backstage fog stays thick. Like Don's love life promises. Hold that missile smoke. Next, planetary lineups and solar flares. Measured or myth? Swapping spy shit for sky bullshit, huh? Perfect pivot. Planets lining up to poke the sun into a tantrum. That myth's got more lives than my bad knee on a Friday. Don, hands off the board. Christ, you're gonna blow the transmitter again. Flashback to 2023 and 2024. Solar flares erupting like fireworks gone nuclear. monitors blazing red at NOAA and space weather ops worldwide. Auroras painting the northern skies electric green, satellites glitching, power grids twitching. Article tears into the claim. Planetary alignments yanking solar magnetic fields into frenzy. Flares? Rock solid, tracked by every forecaster from here to Europe. But planets as triggers? Debated myth. No mechanism beyond astrology wet dreams. Recorded data rules, not horoscope hunches. Here's the side-eye. We're just hunting correlations. Rare flares pop. Planets occasionally parade across the sky. Easy pattern for monkey brains to mash together. Cosmic causality, my aching back. My bullshit meter's twitching, but nah. False links like this spread faster than cheap whiskey rumors, screwing our grip on real space weather threats. Infrastructure resilience? Forget it when everyone's chasing stars instead of surge protectors. Weekend test. Grab a beer, pull up solar archives online, match any alignment to flare logs. Does every lineup deliver? Watch if they test a mechanism. Gravitational tug from Mars you'd actually measure flipping solar switches? Nope. Data's got the usable story, but humans? We crave cosmic poetry over probability grind. Tensions in that denial of dry facts. Don's probably sketching alien glyphs now, but log this as calendar voodoo. Hold that denial vibe. Links right to what's next. We just sifted through those evidence gaps where the wild claims set up camp. Now picture this. Your screen glowing faint blue in the dead of night. Scrolling endless empty logs. No record. That's the denial index kicking in, folks. When absence becomes the alibi. A denial? It ain't evidence of truth. Nah, it's a screaming billboard for incentives and constraints. What they're hiding or can't touch. In geopolitics, we deny it hits three ways. Didn't happen, did happen but zipped lips, or still confirming in some vaulted warren of red tape. Same crap on your phone. No call log means zilch occurred, or it ghosted in a hidden app layer you can't peek, or the whole device state desynced like a bad acid trip. My bullshit meter spikes when no record gets treated like divine intervention. But here's the rub. Jam every gap into a conspiracy, you're free labor for the propaganda grindstone, chasing shadows they plant. Reverse it, shrug just a glitch, boom, you're the complacency cog, oiling the machine while it eats you. Dry move, ask straight. What documentation should exist if it went down? Who holds the keys to drag it out? Watch list alert. Story screams, no notifications, no logs. Next signal, does it repeat under your controlled watch? Lights on, no funny business? If a claim can't survive the paperwork gauntlet, it carries zero policy weight rattling in your skull. Simple as that. Hold that lens tight, because next, a 4 a.m. audio freakout with no call state change. Our telecom frame gets bent hard. We talked about missing logs. Now we see one in the wild. 4:10 a.m. last night. Couple snaps awake in the stale dark of their bedroom. Loud, guttural snoring. Thick, labored breathing. Sounds like a fat slob passed out right beside the bed. Drool and all. Adrenaline hits. They grope around, zero it in on the wife's phone speaker blasting the racket. No call screen glowing, no app running, nothing lit up. Both partners lock ears on it. Phone's the undeniable source. They snatch it up. Audio dips quieter instantly. Mimics shifting a real-life snorer away. Volume tumbling off. Dawn, that your demo tape? Christ almighty, Dawn. Crunch your midnight snack quieter, or I'll spike the mic in your gut. No recording captured. No logs dropped in the report. Plausible fix? Hung audio session from a crashed app. Bluetooth hijack from ghosted earbuds. Background process spewing sound. No UI flag needed. Here's why it bites. Phantom audio with zero source screams high threat to the lizard brain. Catapults folks from glitch to they're in my phone panic, bypassing basic phone forensics. Eye this next time. Repeats or nah? Second device taping it live while they scrub Bluetooth, Wi-Fi calling status on the spot. Tech theories tidy as a reboot, but no visible state flip on screen. Psychologically, that's the hook that won't let witnesses swallow it. Unsettling fog in the 4 a.m. haze. And it bleeds right into keys that weren't there, then jangle in mid-drive. Keys locked. Stay tuned. We just ditched phantom audio with zero call state. Now, objects vanishing with no inventory check. Don, quit crinkling like you're uncovering the Illuminati's laundry list. It's keys, for Christ's sake. Imagine hustling out the door 6, 7 years ago. That itchy feeling when the boyfriend's keys ghost. Pockets flipped inside out. Her eyes glued on him, patting. Nothing. House searched, curses flying under the dashboard lights. They peel out, driving into the night. Frustration thick as fog. Then, clank. Metal on metal, sharp like a dropped chain in an empty garage. He glances down. Keys, right there in his goddamn lap. She swears she heard him fall. That sound punching the arrival ticket. 2 witnesses, her claim, locking it tight. But no photo, no receipt. Just memory swearing on a stack of Bibles. Side-eye time. Keys snagged deep in a coat crease or seat seam. Bouncing free on a pothole jolt. Creates that perfect poof illusion. Motion's cheap parlor trick. One sound effect, and poof, reality glitches. Hilarious how auditory voodoo sells the weird. But here's the rub. More they account for hands-free, clothes settled, seats empty at clank o'clock, simple slip-up theory starts sweating. Displacement yarns run on memory horsepower. Bolt down constraints before you chase ghosts. Why it sticks? That clank timestamps the impossible, begging you to question the seams. Log it right next time. Camera on the invader. Pockets documented. Surfaces sketched. Preserve the crime scene. Put this in the drawer labeled secondary signal. Don, if you're still rustling, save it for the duplicates coming up. Clean double object. Her noticing first. Stick around. From objects playing hide and seek to straight up cloning themselves, here we go with the pajama pants duplicate. Laundry day hits, you're knee-deep in the hamper. That musty pile of worn cotton and faded detergent stink, sorting for the wash. You're already rocking your favorite old pair, the ones with the frayed drawstrings that sag like my career prospects. Dig deeper into the closet, and bam, identical twin emerges. Same worn fabric edges, same bleached-out drawstring. No mistaking it. Husband backs her up, says he clocked the second pair lurking there the other day. 2 witnesses calling it now. Today, during sort time. But 0 photos. No old receipt whispering purchase history. That's signal. The matching age on both. Killing the shiny new fake-out dead. This part's noise. Could be some forgotten Amazon impulse buy from 5 Thanksgivings ago. Or laundry swap from the neighbor's dryer apocalypse. Hell, maybe the pants multiplied while you were snoring off last night's regrets. Cleanest glitch to chase, though, 'cause it's right there. Touch it, tag it, test it. Snap seams and labels close up. Sharpie a secret mark inside each waistband. Wash 'em side by side in the machine's growl. Controlled closet quarantine after. If both survive without pulling a Houdini, then the question ain't, did I forget? It's, where the fuck did extra slip into the system? Dry as my throat after a double shift, but this one's got teeth. Hold that closet door. Next, multiple eyes on objects popping in from nowhere. Coming off that stable duplicate we just chewed through, now we got a dynamic appearance. Makeup sponges. Yeah, you heard that right. Picture this. Some kid, about 17, in the bathroom. Steam hanging thick in the air, mirror fogged up, that cheap fluorescent buzz drilling into your skull. Her mom and sister right there, chatting or whatever families do. And bam, these missing sponges start popping up on the floor. One by one, right in front of their eyes. Not dumped later, no. She swears they materialize sequentially. Watched it happen. Multiple witnesses, they claim. Mom and sis back in the vibe, but dig in. Not everyone clocked the exact drop moment the same. No video, no phone snap. Zip. Notice what's missing. A goddamn record. But hey, small stuff like that, easy to shake loose from a pocket during a pivot, or tumble from the vanity edge when you're twisting around. Eyes play tricks on the win. Brain fills in the magic. Here's the rub. Stories like this with family chorus turn into backyard legends, whispered at reunions. Multi-witness? They stick hard. So if it recurs, you better log it disciplined. Clear the damn room, empty pockets, slap a fixed camera down. Test if these appearances hold up under fire. That tension gnaws, the tail's sharp as a tack. Everyone's nodding along, yet physics shrugs with no trace. Psychology or glitch? Beats me, but it itches. My back's killing me just picturing the spine twist that could have knocked him free. Hold that itch, because next, a sky anomaly that's pure misinterpretation bait. From chasing solid objects to the damn sky itself, verification turns into a foggy nightmare. Dawn, that you burnout lighter? Or are you signaling the mothership? Some poor sap posts yesterday. No timestamp, no spot on the map. The sky split open, then vanished back into white. Picture it, heavy overcast hanging low like a stained bedsheet. Then, bam, a jagged tear rips through. Bright void behind it, gone in seconds. No photo, no video, just one bleary-eyed witness swearing it happened. Creepy phrase that, back into white, like the clouds knit themselves shut, or some overexposed phone cam glitched the whole show. Could be layered clouds parting funny, a contrail slicing a gap, straight-up atmospheric optics playing tricks on meatbag eyes. Hell, even lens flare from the sun punching through. But here's the rub. Sky anomalies hit different. That vast blue dome cracks and brains scream, cosmic event, portals, rifts, end times. Scale makes it feel huge, even if it's just vapor and light screwing with you. Weekend test. Spot another sky tear this weekend? Nail down the exact time, your direction facing, full weather report, and scan for aircraft buzzing nearby. Shrinks the wild guesses fast. And if a bunch of strangers miles apart clock the exact same structure at once, personal hallucination theory crumbles like week-old toast. Notice Don over there, crunching away post-flick. Probably wishes the sky would swallow his shift. Why chase this noise? Because unverified sky rips stack up, patterns emerge, or not. Hold tight. Next one's mirrors doubling your face with a killer headache, where eyes, nerves, and panic collide. We just poked at that sky flicker. Now something crawls right into your bathroom at 3 a.m. Mirror doubling, migraines kicking in hard. Perfect Friday nightmare fuel. Imagine it, witching hour, that grimy apartment mirror under a flickering bulb. Shadows twisting like bad acid reflux. Roommate stumbles in, bleary-eyed, freezes, says she sees two of herself staring back. Poster peeks over. Next thing, skull-splitting migraine. Body aches like a truck hit 'em. They're yelling, energy stolen. Some ghost vampired their vibe. Two witnesses, sure, but zip on location. How long it lasted, no pics, no nothing solid. Just raw claim, heavy on the spooky spin. My bullshit meter spikes when symptoms hit instant-like and get slapped with supernatural theft. No mention of crap lighting, wonky mirror angles, eye strain from scrolling all night, or plain anxiety juicing a migraine after zero sleep. Low light plays hell with your eyes. Sleep disruption triggers headaches faster than bad takeout. And boom, you got your double. Here's the rub. Slapping otherworldly labels on this delays real fixes. Doc check, better sleep setup, scanning for mold or whatever's lurking. Ramps fear in tight quarters, roommate glaring like you drained her soul. Watch the basics. Lighting setup. Were they half dead tired? Any house triggers like drafts or fumes? See if those aches pop up without the mirror staring contest. Tension's thick 'cause it's so damn thin. Can't prove it wrong. Perfect seed for panic narratives to bloom wild. Keep eyes peeled. Rule out the easy crap first. And hold that. Dreams of dead relatives are knocking next. we were just chewing on those 3 a.m. body glitches. Now, flip to the mind at rest, generating contact from the grave through dreams that hit like clockwork. Frequent visits from deceased loved ones, comfort, anxiety spike, or actual drop-ins. Picture a humid evening, fan rattling overhead like distant thunder, sweat sticking your shirt to the sheets. 3 years since Mom passed, and bam, 2 to 4 dreams a week, her face clear as day. Then one anxious nap recently. Guy prays straight up for a visit. Next thing, dreams a full family cookout. Mom firing up the grill, laughing with the old cook who kicked it years back too. Smell of charcoal and burgers hanging thick in the air. Don, quit sparking up in here. You're gonna summon the fire department next. Self-reported, sure. No one's got dream cams for verification. That's par for the course. But the timing? Praise for Mom, then boom, cookout vision. Feels causal as hell, like he punched in a request to the afterlife switchboard. Here's the rub. Grief processing, ramped up anxiety, even priming your own brain with that bedtime prayer. All sculpt dream content like wet clay. Focused intention before sleep, recipe for subconscious theater. If those dreams dial down the anxiety, hey, adaptive win, brain's mercy program. But start treating them like divine directives. Reshape your whole damn life on phantom advice. That's where it turns dangerous. Track this. Does the frequency or vibe spike with stress peaks, crap sleep, or those gut punch anniversaries? Don thinks it's spirits barbecuing eternal. Punchline is, Don, your brain's the grill master here, burning neurons for comfort food. Tension lingers though. Dreams hit psychologically deep, feel subjectively real as hell, without one shred proving an outside player crashed the party. Brains are bastards like that. Hold that thought, because next, household haunts where objects play return games. Yeah, dreams bleeding into objects. Now imagine that, migrating straight into your walls. Meet the Blue Lady, this godforsaken painting that's been eyeballing a family since the mom was 16. Picture it, faded oils of a spectral chick in blue, eyes like black pits drilling into your skull from across a musty living room. That instant skin crawl, watched vibe hitting every time the lights dim. Don, hand me that coffee before you start. Christ, pull it together, man. It's just cursed decor, not your love life. Caller swears they've chucked this thing multiple times. Garage sale, trash heap, even donated. But boom, it's back propped on the mantle, smirking like nothing happened. Years of this crap, weird activity orbiting it like flies on shit. Doors creaking, shadows shifting, the works. Unease? Purely subjective gut punch, no footage. Returns? No receipts, just her word it's persistent as hell. Framed as this haunted anchor sucking in every household glitch. Perfect story magnet for poltergeist panic. But here's the side eye. Family members probably hoarding it in the attic or rescuing it from the dump, then playing dumb. Failed trash run gets spun into supernatural boomerang. Why's this sting? These ghost object tales hide real rot. Family feuds, coercion, dumbass miscommunication. Stuff you can actually fix, unlike whispering spirits. Put this in the drawer labeled heirloom hostage situations. Watch next. Ironclad chain of custody on disposal. Who hauled it? Where to? Any sneaky access? Witness it. Document it. Lock it down. If it still crawls back with no path, that's when family drama graduates to unknown process. Hold that thought, 'cause coming up, a cold case where evidence finally names the nameless. Shifting from cursed knickknacks to where the real detective work grinds it out. August 12, 1982. Western Reserve Road, Ohio. That endless blacktop ribbon cutting through farm fields and rust belt despair. A car slams off the road, driver dead on impact. No wallet, no tags, just a John Doe left to rot unidentified for 4 decades. Don, pay attention here. Yeah, scribble that down. DNA Doe Project finally names him. Charles Joseph Nunnenman III. Announced just days ago after years of spit-in-a-tube genealogy. They started with super distant matches, like third cousins of cousins vague. Then plugged into another database. Closer hit. Family DNA seals it. Confirmed, not some wild guess. That's signal, this part's noise. But here's the rub. A name pops the lid, yet the why's still vapor. Why's Nunnenman cruising Ohio back roads? Missing persons? Wanderlust? Hell if we know. DNA nails identity, not the itinerary. Proof like this? Slow as frozen molasses. Boring as watching paint dry on a cop file. But damn, it works. Quiet respect for the process. No ghosts required. While we're spinning anomaly yarns, these lab rats deliver bodies to families. Cynical me says the system's too incompetent to chase the rest. Bet those life unknowns stay buried. Even named, the story's got holes big enough for myths to crash through. Watch for follow-ups. His path to Ohio, closing those trajectory gaps. Or not. Hold that thought, because next, ballistics and DNA start chaining cases. Evidence over legend. Yeah, we pinned a name last segment. Now watch the dominoes. Linkages stretching from Texas to Kentucky, turning patterns into what they swear is proof, if only it's documented. But hell, in this game, that's always the catch. Take Austin, 1991. Late night at the I Can't Believe It's Yogurt shop. 4 teenage girls behind the counter. Neon buzzing, freezer humming that sticky sweet air. Gunshots rip through, bodies slumped, then flames lick up the walls, arson to melt the evidence into charred goo. Fast forward 7 years, small town Kentucky, another victim plugged with slugs that scream the same caliber, same fire cleanup job. Here's the claim blasting out now. Ballistics ping through NIBIN. DNA snags on a suspect already ghosting from the Austin slaughter. Recent database upgrades spit out the match. Sources lining up from reports to investigator chatter. Similar scenes? Check. Bound wrists, execution-style pops. That telltale torch to bury the traces. But hold your horses. This is reported linkage, not some court-sealed slam dunk. Posts cite the hits, sure, but it's no official filing yet. Early buzz loves to hype the certainty before the ink dries. Notice what's missing? Those agency pressers or dockets to nail it down. Why's this sting? Cross-state ties like this shuffle the cold case deck. Austin's been a ghost hunt for decades. Failures piling up like bad debts. Suddenly, priorities flip. Old screw-ups get dragged into the light. Makes you wonder what else they slept on while the smoke cleared. Tension's thick. Modern tools link it, but we, the public, chug the conclusion Kool-Aid before the paperwork. Anchor it in statements, court docs. Watch for more bodies in the chain. That's your next move. Patterns feel like proof till they don't. Hold that thought, 'cause we're peeling evidence from meaning next. We pieced together evidence links last time. Now the real drag, that meaning-making pressure cooker, bubbling up in grief, fear, or whatever narrative the suits are peddling. Picture it. 3 a.m., your room lit by that harsh phone glow, stale coffee turning to sludge on the nightstand. Some dream or shadow or synchronicity slams into you like a freight train, demanding you see the hand of fate. Feels profound, right? Here's the weary truth. Something can pack massive meaning and still run on ordinary mechanics. Miss that split and you're gambling your safety, your sanity. Grief dreams hug you tight, comfort without needing to prove the veil thinned. That haunted family locket pulsing hate could flag buried beef, no curse required. Reducing it all to just your head is lazy. Psychology's its own machine, causal chains and patterns begging to be tracked. But flip it, hoisting every coincidence to cosmic dispatch? Lazy too, kills the hunt at the first comfy tale. Smart move, whatever the sign, grill it. What action does this interpretation demand? Does evidence greenlight it? Watch list item, story pushing isolation, ramp up, or blind confrontation, danger klaxon, ghosts real or fairy dust. Weekend test, log your top meaningful hit this weekend. Baseline the boring stuff, fatigue, diet, duplicates, before the poetry flies. That field kit reigns in the fields till docs play catch up. Meaning holds post-boring tests? Fine, chase it. Just hit those tests first. That's how you grind meaning without the crash. Hold tight. Next, Cloud 9 report on science eyeing unseen mass. No mysticism required. We just peeled apart meaning from mechanism back there. Now here's astronomy doing it clean, inferring the invisible through ironclad effects. Don, quit shuffling those printouts like you decoding the apocalypse already. Yeah, dark stuff gets you going, huh? Imagine the Hubble's eye glued to a starless void. That chilled digital hum in some control room at 3 a.m., sifting faint glows from the cosmic freezer burn. Recent chatter in astro feeds. They spot this dim gas cloud, barely a whisper, nicknamed Cloud 9, anchored, get this, by a massive dark matter halo you can't see. Just feel its grip, warping the gas like a ghost hand on fog. Reports frame it as a failed galaxy, public bait, compressing all the tech nuance into clickbait. Provisional, folks. Summary claims circulating now. No full paper in hand yet. My bullshit meter spikes when nicknames outpace the data dump. But here's the real kick. Effects are locked in. Repeatable measurements tracing gravitational tugs. No peeking at the beast itself. Pure inference. Disciplined as a bookie's ledger. Alternative? Follow-ups tweak the distance. Massage mass estimates. Recheck gas mix. Labels shift like smoke. Why it matters. Legit unseen cause. Science wielding inference like a scalpel, not a crystal ball. Public scarfs dark and spits mythology. Black holes munching souls. Nah, it's just accounting shadows from pull you measure, night after night. Don, you catch that? No room for your motherships here. This is method over madness. Watch for pubs spilling methods, error bars, indie confirms, not more hype tags. Tension hangs. We chase effects to map the dark engine. But how deep does that halo grind? Hold tight, because next, Meta's Reality Labs cranks up corporate grip on what you call real. From science's tight-lipped rigor to business's smoke and mirrors grind, Meta's reality lab's brass is summoning the troops for what they're billing as the most important all-hands ever. Yeah, and they're twisting arms. Show up in person. No Zoom excuses. Picture the scene. Bay Area cubicle farm under harsh fluorescence. The stale ghost of last year's layoffs hanging like bad coffee breath. Budget axes swung. Strategy zigzagged. And now this drops hot in the news cycle. Claims straight reported. Leadership's memo blasting out. Be here. Bodies required. Outcomes? Locked vault. No leaks on decisions yet. Don, Jesus, Don, if that's your hot take on VR Armageddon, pass the tinfoil. Significant pressure tell. In-person mandate screams pivot mode or desperation glue for crumbling morale. Not your garden variety update. Sure, corpse puff every memo into apocalypse porn. Classic internal theater to mask the meh. But here's the sting. These perception peddlers craft the interfaces piping reality straight to our skulls. Future unexplained glitches, anomalies flickering at the edge. They'll record them, filter the freaky, monetize the matrix tears. Eyes on the ripple, staff shuffles, product U-turns, or spin doctor statements echoing this freak-out urgency. Tension spikes when immersive tech sweats. Transparency evaporates. Narrative vice tightens. That's your corporate intel signal on perception's front lines. Hold that institutional blackout vibe. It hits hospitals next. You know, after all that corporate narrative spin we just chewed through, now comes the real gut punch. Hospital bills that hit like a freight train in the dark. Massachusetts working families staring down the barrel of care they can't afford. Employers squeezed dry, and nobody knows why the numbers add up like that. Imagine it. Fluorescent lights buzzing over a dingy kitchen table at 2 a.m. Stack of EOBs. Explanation of benefits for the uninitiated. Scattered like shrapnel. You're flipping pages, coffee gone cold, trying to decode why a routine appendectomy rings up like a luxury yacht. This op-ed just dropped in the news cycle. Not some breaking scandal, but the latest growl in a multi-year pressure cooker. Hospitals merging power, pricing in the shadows, hammering employers who pass it straight to your family's wallet. Threatening access to basic care. It's an opinion piece, mind you. Sharp argumentation, not gospel. But it taps legit policy gripes bubbling up. Core gripe? Opacity. Pure, choking opacity. You feel the leverage crushing your chest. But the costs? Invisible. Negotiated in back rooms you can't audit. Sounds familiar, right? Like those anomaly tales where something tugs at reality, but the mechanism hides. Hey, fair shake. Some of this is runaway inflation, healthcare's tangled web of complexity. Pricing abuse? Solid hypothesis. But we need eyes on the books, real data audits to sort it. My bullshit. Nah, wait. This system's got my neck knotted just reading it. Hospitals charging for the air you breathe in the ER. Darkly funny if it wasn't your grandma's insulin. Here's the sting. This institutional fog doesn't just burn cash, it shreds trust. Trains us to hunt hidden motives in every shadow, blurring lines between rigged markets and actual weirdness. When the bill defies explanation, anger festers, and suddenly, any coherent yarn sounds plausible. Put this in the drawer labeled, Everyday Opacity that primes us for ghosts. Watch for it. Regulators or PALs dropping concrete transparency rules or pricing data. Does it back the squeeze or deflate it? Tension lingers because unexplained pain makes suckers of us all. Because next, a haunting claim bubbles up from the domestic front, where stories turn dangerous. Stay locked in. From institutional opacity to household opacity. Same uncertainty, but now the emotional stakes punch you in the gut. A grieving family. Mom announces she's engaged last month. And bam, the nights turn hostile. Kid's 15, reports objects tumbling off shelves in the dark. That sharp leg pull like an invisible hand yanking him awake. Scratches carving up Mom's arms, and this thickening sense of presence that chills the air. Dawn. Yeah, spark one up. This hits close. Picture the house. Creaky floors groaning under midnight weight. Mom's bedroom door locked from the inside during the leg yank. No intruder slipping through. But hell, that doesn't rule out every angle. First-hand tale, sure, but zero docs. No photos of those marks. No ER trip to back the wounds. That signal, the locked door, and timed escalation post-engagement. This part's noise, undocumented claims stacking in grief's fog. Stress from losing Dad, shattered sleep cycles, hell, even carbon monoxide seeping subtle, twisting senses into tactile nightmares. Scratches? Mundane culprits love a high-emotion house, but they feel personal, targeted, like a grudge etched in skin. Here's the sting. Slapping haunting on this masks the real threats, health crashes, safety gaps, or some family dynamic boiling ugly. Kid swears it's Dad hanging around, protective or pissed. Data can't split spirit from survival coping, but push monitoring. CO detectors blaring clean, sleep logs steady, photos time-stamped. If shit persists in a verified safe zone, the psych-only story wobbles hard, without handing ghosts a win. Safety first, no sentiment. Check that detector, log every twitch, snap those marks, confirm no one's sneaking harm human style. Log it tight, because crumbling walls, or worse, don't wait for proof. Hold that. Preparedness gear's calling next. Yeah. Time to do the thing I hate most on this pirate frequency. I hate ads. But hell, after tonight's reminder to put safety first, especially with the family, this one's got some actual teeth. You know that gut punch of fear? It's not the ghosts or grid down weirdness. It's realizing you got no plan when shit goes sideways, paranormal or not. Lights flicker out, strange bumps in the night, and you're fumbling in the dark like idiots. That's where Prep Starts Now comes in. No panic porn, just confidence. Simple guides, training that makes family prep feel doable, not some doomsday bunker fantasy. Curated kits for power, water, first aid, stuff to square away essentials before the next outage or storm hits your block. If you want to build that basic family plan, it's a solid start. Weekend test. Tonight, unplug the fridge for 5 minutes. See how your crew handles the scramble, then fix it. Grab 15% off with code THEGRIND at prepstartsnow.com/discount/thegrind. Quick disclosure, I earn a commission if you use it. But the real point ain't about living scared. It's making fewer nights feel like you're improvising blind. Beats winging it when the shadows get chatty. Hold that kit close. Next, your weekend watch list. Sponsor plug brought us back to basics. Calm structure over freakouts, yeah? That's how we roll here on the grind. Look, we're not crowning time slips, spirits, or secret wars tonight. Hell no. What we're clocking is a pattern, duplication, and displacement, threading through systems like a glitch in the matrix you can't unsee, flickering under streetlights at 2 a.m. Standard reports? Pure tension between hot takes and verification. Claims, weapon slaps, science myths. They live or die on docks you can touch. Notice what's missing. Chains of custody that don't vanish into spin cycles. Secondary signals? Interface versus your own agency. Phones and mirrors peddle ironclad truths when exhaustion's got you by the throat. Memory glitches? We hammered them good, but didn't finish the job. Multi-witness, repeatable stuff demands lab-grade tests, not barstool mockery. That's the rub. Ridicule's easy. Proof's a grind. Weekend watch list. Scribble this down before the bourbon hits. 1. Maduro capture claim. Primary sources emerge beyond the narrative fluff. 2. Lviv strike weapons. Independent nods in the next few days. 3. No logs phone weirdness. Kill Bluetooth. Arm a second recorder. Reproduce it cold. 4. Home crawling with wrongness. Hit CO detectors, locks, rack some real sleep. Document everything. Safety sweeps before you summon the ether. Friday night rule. The tale you spin in your skull's a tool. Don't pick one that dulls your edge or leaves you vulnerable. Desks dark till next week. Hoard your notes. Trash the nightmares. Art Grindstone. The Grind. Unexplained.co. Stay sharp out there.